Let's sit down. Let's talk about the New York Giants. Let's just talk about them. 28-6 was the score that they just lost to against the Minnesota Vikings. Daniel Jones, I want to start off with him. I've been saying this all off season long. He's not the guy. I know you go and look at the Hard Knock series. Forget what Joe Shane is saying. This is how salesmen get you. He wants to make it seem like that Daniel Jones is going to be the franchise guy. Why pay Saquon Barkley when we're paying Daniel Jones all this money? Let's see if he's your guy. He was never your guy to begin with. He was never going to be your guy. After the first couple of years, when they saw that he wasn't going to be their guy, they declined the fifth-year option. That is how much faith that they had in Daniel Jones at that time. Zero. Now, has it all been on Daniel Jones? No, because the Giants' offensive line has been terrible. Even before Daniel Jones got to New York, the offensive line was terrible with Eli Manning, and they've tried different offensive line coaches. At this point, it doesn't even matter. They went out there, they gave Nate Soldier a lot of money. He was terrible. They selected Eric Flowers in the first round, phenomenal offensive lineman in college, came over to the NFL. He couldn't block anyone. This offensive line can't block a phone number. They're terrible. They have been able to block consistently for years, and it's going to continue to be that way. Part of it is just because the offensive linemen are no good. They went out there, they selected Evan Neal, who was basically the same player as Eric Flowers coming out of college. Identical, big, imposing tackles. And they try to put him at the guard position. They're even worse. Where's Evan Neal now? He's on the bench. They have tried everything. Besides Andrew Thomas, they don't have a consistent offensive lineman. And I like John Michael Schmitz at the center position. We have to see him develop over time. I think that there's something there with him. But as long as Daniel Jones is back there in the backfield and he's throwing the football, it's not going to work. He holds onto the football for too long. He rushes himself into sacks, and it's a delay. He doesn't really see the play live. He sees it when it's too late. I don't care if you have Malik Neighbors at wide receiver, if you have prime Randy Moss at wide receiver. If he doesn't see them open and he sees them late, it doesn't matter. Malik Neighbors will be a superstar for years to come. I like the wide receiving core now. Wan'Dale Robinson is a very good wide receiver. We just have to see these guys with better quarterback play. Malik Neighbors had 5 catches for 66 yards in this game. Wan'Dale Robinson had 6 catches for 44 yards. Darius Slayton had 3 catches for 26 yards. Daniel Jones is broken beyond repair. I have an entire playlist talking about this in the past, but I'm going to touch on it again for the ones that didn't listen to that. They messed up the development when they went out there and they signed Kenny Golladay. He was terrible. He couldn't catch anything. So he's never had a true number 1 wide receiver until now. When they made the NFL playoffs a couple of years ago, when they beat the Minnesota Vikings, in that playoff game, that was the worst thing that could have happened to the Giants long term because they declined the 5th-year option of Daniel Jones and you were handcuffed. So they didn't have an extra year. So they went out there and they paid Daniel Jones a lot of money and they franchise tagged Saquon Barkley, pissing off your most essential offensive player who is now with the Philadelphia Eagles in this division. If they're getting beat like this versus the Vikings with Sam Darnold at the starting quarterback position, imagine what's going to happen when they face the Dallas Cowboys, a team that they have not been able to beat in many years. Imagine what's going to happen when they face this Philadelphia Eagles team with Saquon Barkley in the backfield. They really pissed him off when they franchise tagged him and they did not want to pay him long term. He was their guy. But the thing is this, Daniel Jones is a quarterback. Saquon Barkley is a running back. A mediocre quarterback that can win you a couple of games here and there is going to always be more essential than an amazing running back. That's just how the NFL works. Sadly, that's just how it is. That quarterback position just holds that much power and much stake in the NFL. I just don't understand. I just don't understand what the thought process was of just putting Daniel Jones out there over and over again and running the read option plays early on. And I love me some Brian Dable. He did a great job with Josh Allen. He did a phenomenal job a couple years ago with Daniel Jones. But the play calling early in this game made 0 sense. The read option plays is not working, so change it. He called the screenplay. Andrew Van Ginkel was all over it. Want to know why? Because you constantly call that screenplay over and over again. Not only in this game, but in games before. They called the same exact screenplay with Tommy DeVito when they went against the Green Bay Packers last year. The thing was this, they defeated the Green Bay Packers with Tommy DeVito. You guys know how the New York market is. A lot of people are going to be asking for Tommy DeVito to be the starter if Daniel Jones continues to have these type of problems. And he got sacked 5 times in this game. Now, Tommy DeVito, I think he's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones, especially operating inside the pocket. He can throw the football away. I think that he sees more of the field than Daniel Jones, but he's not a franchise quarterback either. So after this year, because this is just a wasted year, after this season, figure out whether it's Carson Beck, Shedeur Sanders, Quinn Ewers, whomever it is. Spend a first-round pick on a quarterback or go get a veteran. They also had talks with Russell Wilson as well. That is how much confidence that they had in Daniel Jones till this day. You no longer have Tyrod Taylor. He's now with the New York Jets. Tommy DeVito is your backup. Tommy DeVito did not go out there and light the world on fire, but it was at least fun for the New York Giant fans. And I'm not saying you put Tommy DeVito in there, they're going to be a playoff team. It's not. But this is torturous to put New York Giants fans through this year in and year out. Giant fans are sick of this. And it's not fair to Daniel Jones either to continue to just put him out there behind this offensive line. I know that he's getting paid a lot of money. So was Kenny Galladay. And what did Brian Dable do? He benched him. Now, understand this. Ownership, they love themselves some Daniel Jones. Brian Dable needs to talk to the front office. He needs to tell these guys, you know what? Look, it's not working out. The interceptions that he's throwing, they're too constant. These interceptions are the same interceptions that he was throwing as a rookie in the league. He was throwing in his second year in the NFL. Go back to the preseason and look at the interceptions that he threw against the Houston Texans. And look at these interceptions. That screenplay, I'm more lenient on that. You can say throw the football away. He just did not see Andrew Van Ginkel. Andrew Van Ginkel just read that play. That was just a great play on him. Sometimes an interception is just a great play on the defender. You just can't even be mad about it. But the second interception he threw just made me scratch my head. Just why? And it's a lot of those plays to where he just looks like a deer in headlights against the blitz. He'll just throw the football. He'll lob it across the middle of the field. It goes for a pick six or it just goes for an interception. The defense of the Giants, I believe that they can be decent. They did not play particularly well today, but lucky for them, you're not going to face Justin Jefferson every single week. You're not going to face Jordan Addison every single week. You're not going to face those guys. I do think that a lot of things can work into the Giants' favor long term in terms of just trying to go out there and find a true identity on an offensive end, but it's not going to be with the run game and the short game either because his release is too slow. And the delay of looking at the field just doesn't work for that. They weren't even able to work off of the short game when they went to the NFL playoffs with Saquon Barkley. They ran the read option. They were killing guys with their legs. And the bad thing about this is that Devin Singletary is not even an explosive running back, not even close as Saquon Barkley. So he's not going to go out there and rip off a 40 to 50-yard run on a toss play. Those are bailout runs Saquon Barkley gave you. The next thing you know, you're in field goal range and you're in a condensed field. So Brian Dable can work and put guys open. Daniel Jones is not just completely terrible in terms of just his development being horrible. He's a bad quarterback. But I'm talking about from when he got drafted till now. It's not all on him. The Giants let him down, and it's led up to this moment. I can't wait for the actual divorce. You can say that I'm overreacting off of week one. I don't think that I am. This guy looked terrible in the preseason. Hell, he even looked bad last season before he suffered that torn ACL against the Las Vegas Raiders. He had one good game last season against the Arizona Cardinals in the back half and after halftime. That was it. Besides that, Daniel Jones hasn't been good. His ceiling is a weaker Alex Smith. That's it. And his floor is insanely bad. His floor is a quarterback that will go out there and throw you 2 to 3 interceptions in a game. If this continues to keep up for the next 2 to 3 weeks, you slide in Tommy DeVito, see what you have, at least give the Giants fans something to root for. Because this is agonizing pain to watch this year in and year out and to watch this from week to week. And it's sad because most Giant fans know, not making the playoffs this year, who is going to be our quarterback next season. Is it going to be one of those guys that's coming out of college? Or maybe they go out there and they make a major trade to get a quarterback that is disgruntled with his team. But we'll see. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about Daniel Jones long term with the New York Giants, and can they turn things around? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.